What is the secret to turning a tiny, energetic ball of fur into a well-behaved and happy adult cat that listens to your every word? How can you teach a kitten to stop scratching your favorite sofa and start using a scratching post instead without getting frustrated? Which simple steps are the most important to follow during the first few weeks of bringing a new feline friend into your home for the very first time? Hi, welcome back to Paw and Order. My name is Carl, and today we are going to dive into the wonderful world of kitten training. Many people believe that cats cannot be trained because they are independent, but that is simply not true if you know the right tricks and use a lot of patience. We are going to use simple English and a unique approach to make sure your kitten grows up to be the best companion you have ever had in your life. Training a kitten starts with understanding that they learn best through positive reinforcement, which means rewarding the good things they do rather than scolding them for the bad things. Kittens have very short attention spans, so we must keep our training sessions very short and full of fun, so they do not get bored or tired of learning. The goal is to build a strong bond of trust between you and your pet, so they want to follow your lead because they know something good is coming. You should always use a soft and happy voice when you are talking to them, as kittens are very sensitive to loud noises and sudden movements that might scare them away. In these steps, we will break down the training into simple steps that anyone can follow at home with just a few treats and a little bit of time. We will focus on the most important skills like using the litter box, playing gently, and coming when called so your kitten feels safe and confident. By the time we finish these steps, you will be an expert at kitten communication, and your home will be a place of peace and joy for everyone. The first step in our training journey is teaching your kitten to recognize their name, so they know exactly when you are talking to them and want their attention. You should choose a short and simple name that is easy for the kitten to hear and understand, and avoid using nicknames that might confuse their little ears during the learning process. Sit on the floor with your kitten and say their name in a clear and upbeat voice. Then immediately give them a tiny piece of a high-quality treat, or a small bit of plain boiled chicken. Repeat this simple action about 10 times in a row, so the kitten begins to associate the sound of their name with a delicious reward and a happy feeling. You want their ears to perk up, and their eyes to look right at you every single time they hear that specific word being spoken in the room. This is the foundation of all other training, because if your kitten does not listen to their name, they will not listen to any of the other commands you try to teach them later. Stay consistent and practice this name game several times a day in different parts of the house, so they learn to focus on you no matter where they are. Socialization is another very important part of kitten training, because it helps your pet feel comfortable around different people, sounds, and other animals as they grow up into adults. You should slowly introduce your kitten to new experiences, like the sound of the vacuum cleaner, the sight of a doorbell ringing, or the feeling of being held by a friend or family member. Always keep these experiences positive by offering treats and praise so the kitten learns that new things are exciting and not something they need to be afraid of or hide from. If the kitten seems scared, do not force them to stay in the situation. Instead, move them a little bit further away and try again later, when they are feeling more brave and curious. A well-socialized kitten is a cat that will be much easier to take to the vet or have around guests, without them scratching or hiding under the bed for hours. This simple step takes a little bit of planning, but it makes a massive difference in the personality and happiness of your cat for the rest of their long life. Teaching your kitten to play gently is essential, so they do not learn to use their sharp claws and teeth on your hands or your feet when they are feeling excited. Kittens have a natural hunting instinct, and they love to pounce on things that move, but we must show them that toys are for biting, and humans are for cuddling and petting. If your kitten tries to bite your hand during playtime, immediately stop moving and say a soft but firm, "No," or make a high-pitched, "ouch," sound to let them know it hurts. Redirect their energy toward a feather wand, a toy mouse, or a crinkly ball, so they can satisfy their urge to hunt in a way that is safe and fun for everyone. Never use your hands to wrestle with a kitten, as this teaches them that fingers are prey, and can lead to painful scratches as they get bigger and stronger. By using these simple English steps and being consistent with your toys, You are teaching your kitten how to interact with people in a respectful and loving way that prevents bad habits from forming. Scratching is a natural behavior for cats that helps them stretch their muscles and keep their claws healthy, but we need to train them to do it on a post instead of your furniture. Place several sturdy scratching posts in the areas where your kitten likes to spend their time, such as near their sleeping spot or in the corner of the living room. You can encourage your kitten to use the post by rubbing a little bit of catnip on it, or by dangling a toy near the top, so they have to reach up and scratch to reach it. When you see your kitten using the post, give them lots of praise and a small treat, to let them know they are doing exactly what you want them to do. If you catch them scratching the sofa, gently pick them up and move them to the scratching post, without shouting or getting angry, as kittens do not understand punishment. This positive redirection is a unique and effective way to protect your home, while still allowing your kitten to follow their natural instincts in a constructive and healthy way. Litter box training is usually one of the easiest parts of owning a kitten, but it still requires some simple steps to make sure they are comfortable and happy with their bathroom setup. You should choose a low-sided litter box that is easy for a tiny kitten to climb into and place it in a quiet and private location, where they will not be disturbed by loud noises. Show the kitten the box by gently placing them inside it, after they wake up from a nap, or shortly after they have finished eating their breakfast or dinner. Most kittens will instinctively start to dig and use the box, but if they make a mistake on the floor, simply clean it up with an enzymatic cleaner, and do not get upset. Never rub their nose in a mess or shout at them, as this will only make them afraid of you, and might cause them to hide their accidents in even harder to find places. By keeping the box very clean and in a safe spot, you are making it the most attractive place for the kitten to go, which ensures they build good habits that will last their entire life. Coming when called is a very useful skill that can keep your kitten safe and make your life much easier when it is time for dinner or when you need to find them in the house. You can train this by using the same logic as the name game, but this time you will stand a few feet away and use a specific word like come or here along with their name. Shake a bag of treats or tap on a food bowl to create a sound that gets their attention and makes them want to run toward you to see what you have. When the kitten reaches you, give them a high-value reward like a piece of fish or their favorite soft treat, and give them a gentle scratch behind the ears. Slowly increase the distance between you and the kitten as they get better at the game, eventually calling them from a different room or from across the backyard. This simple English command is a great way to build confidence, and ensures that your kitten always feels a strong connection to you, no matter what else is happening around them. Clicker training is a unique and very effective way to teach your kitten more advanced tricks like sit, high five, or even spin, by using a clear sound to mark a good behavior. A clicker is a small device that makes a sharp click sound when you press it, and you can teach the kitten that this sound means they have done something right and a treat is coming. Start by clicking the device and then immediately giving a treat, so the kitten learns the association between the sound and the reward in their mind. Once they understand the click, you can use it to capture behaviors you like, such as when they sit down on their own or touch their nose to your finger. The click is much faster and more precise than your voice, which helps the kitten understand exactly which action earned them the prize during the training session. This is a fun and engaging way to spend time with your pet, and it provides the mental stimulation that kittens need to keep their brains busy and prevent them from getting into trouble around the house. Handling and grooming are important parts of kitten training that will make trips to the vet and nail trimming much easier and less stressful for everyone involved. You should get your kitten used to having their paws, ears, and mouth touched while they are young and relaxed by gently massaging these areas for a few seconds at a time. Reward them with a treat and praise for staying calm and still while you check their toes or look at their teeth, slowly increasing the amount of time you spend handling them. This teaches the kitten that being touched by human hands is a safe and positive experience, and that they do not need to struggle or bite to get away. You can also introduce a soft brush and begin grooming their fur to keep it clean and healthy, while building a sense of trust and companionship. By following these simple steps, you are preparing your kitten for a lifetime of good health, and making it much simpler for you to provide the care they need as they grow into adults. Bathing a kitten is not always necessary, but it is a good idea to get them used to water just in case they ever get into something messy or need a medicated bath for their skin. You can start by simply placing the kitten in a dry sink or a small tub and giving them treats, so they feel comfortable in the space before you ever turn on the faucet. Slowly introduce a small amount of warm water, using a sponge or a washcloth, to gently wet their fur, while avoiding their eyes, ears, and nose. Keep the water shallow and the temperature comfortable, and always reward the kitten with a special treat, and a warm towel to dry off with, after the bath is finished. Most cats will never love being in water, but by starting young, and keeping the experience calm and positive, you can prevent them from becoming terrified of the bathtub. This unique training step is about building resilience, and helping your kitten handle the unexpected parts of life with a calm and confident attitude that makes everything easier for you both. Kittens are very curious and they love to explore every corner of your home, so training them to stay off certain surfaces, like the kitchen counter, is a common challenge for many owners. You should provide plenty of legal, high places for your kitten to climb, such as a tall cat tree or a shelf that is specifically for them to sit on and watch the world. If you catch your kitten on the counter, gently pick them up and place them on their cat tree or the floor, saying, "Off," in a simple and calm voice. You can also make the counter less attractive by placing a bit of double-sided tape or a crinkly piece of aluminum foil on the edge, which kittens do not like the feeling of on their paws. Never hit or spray your kitten with water, as this will only make them afraid of you, and they will likely just wait until you leave the room to jump back up on the counter. By providing better alternatives and using gentle redirection, you are teaching your kitten where they are allowed to be, while respecting their natural desire to climb and explore their environment. Traveling in a carrier is another skill that every kitten needs to learn, so that going to the vet or moving to a new home is not a scary experience for them. You should leave the carrier open in a room where the kitten likes to hang out and place a soft blanket and some toys inside, so it feels like a cozy bed rather than a cage. Put treats and small amounts of food inside the carrier to encourage the kitten to go in on their own and spend time exploring the space without the door being closed. Once they are comfortable being inside, you can practice closing the door for a few seconds, and then opening it back up to give them a reward for staying calm. Gradually increase the time the door is closed, and even practice picking up the carrier and walking around the house for a minute or two to get them used to the movement. This simple step ensures that your kitten views the carrier as a safe and familiar place, which reduces their anxiety and makes traveling much smoother and more peaceful for everyone involved. Consistency and patience are the most important tools you have when training a kitten, and you must remember that they are still babies who are learning how the world works. Some days your kitten will be a star pupil and listen to every command, while other days they might be too distracted by a fly or a dust bunny to pay any attention to you at all. Do not get discouraged and never lose your temper, as this will only damage the bond of trust you are working so hard to build with your pet. Keep your training sessions short, about 5 minutes at a time, and always end on a positive note with a big reward and a lot of love and affection. By following these simple English steps we have discussed, you are giving your kitten the best possible start in life and setting them up for success. You are not just training a cat, you are building a friendship that will bring you happiness and companionship for many years to come as your kitten grows up. Thank you so much for joining me today at Paw and Order, and for taking the time to learn how to train your new kitten with kindness and respect. I am so proud of the work you are doing to provide a loving home and a great education for your feline friend, and I know you will see amazing results very soon. My name is Carl, and I am always here to help you navigate the ups and downs of pet ownership with simple steps and a positive attitude that makes everything easier. Remember to stay patient, keep your treats ready, and enjoy every moment of watching your tiny kitten discover the world around them for the very first time. You are doing a wonderful job, and your kitten is so lucky to have a dedicated owner like you, who wants them to be the very best they can be. Go grab a feather toy and some chicken, and let's start your training session today, so you can see just how smart and talented your kitten really is.